Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Back of the Pack here on the Backmarkers podcast. And today we're going to be answering a few more viewer questions and also discussing our predictions for the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, if you're watching on the video, you're probably like, Jesus Christ, average F1 consumer, you are stoned out of your mind. And to that, I say you're wrong. It's actually 3:30 in the morning because we tried to record this episode earlier in the evening at it was like 3:30. It was literally 12 hours ago. Yeah. We tried to do it. We had technical difficulties. Zane's video corrupted, no fault of his own. But we're back, and it's like, what, 8:30 in the morning your time?
Yeah, for me it's 8:30 a.m. So at least I've slept.
Yeah, you've slept, and I have not. So I might sound insane throughout this whole recording because we recorded it, and it was such a banger episode, too. It was so good. We were riffing. It was so fire. But, we move on, and now we're here. So, anyways, Zane, how did you sleep? How are you feeling on this fine morning?
I went to sleep sort of angry. I can't lie.
Well, yeah.
I didn't swallow this pill very easily. But yeah, managed to sleep in the end. If you're probably watching on YouTube and you can see me, I probably do look pretty sick. It's because I am pretty sick.
You always look sick, dude.
Yeah. In every sense of the word. So if I look grim, I humbly ask for your sincere condolences.
Dude, we are struggling this episode. Both of us are looking like some fucking struggle bugs out here. Holy shit. Oh. Yeah, we're going to provide some quality content regardless. So
yeah, exactly.
We're going to get right into these questions. We already answered them once, but we're going to answer them again because fuck yeah. Number 1, favorite rookies. What are we thinking here? Since the last time we've talked about the rookies, do we see some change? Obviously, Kimi Antonelli got the podium in... Bro, it's too fucking late for this shit. Canada. He got the podium in Canada. And does that move him up on your rookie pyramid?
Yeah, big time. I mean, like, before this race weekend, I was the biggest Isaac Hajar glazer, right? I thought he was so sick. Until he fucked up Leclerc's lap in qualifying. And I just thought, fuck this guy, man. Like, I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah, now you got a personal problem.
Exactly. You don't do that kind of shit. Like, stop playing around. So, because of that, I think Antonelli's the best one out of all of them now. First one to get a podium as well, which, I mean, I suppose is sort of like, winning a first one to get RIP challenge, but being on steroids, so...
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that was bound to happen, but...
yeah, exactly. But
it's still... Credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? He put off the pressure, like we said last episode, and he earned his stripes in Canada, in my humble opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am also moving Antonelli up for sure on my pyramid. Hajar has still been doing good, hasn't really been doing anything amazing as of late, but he's still been doing pretty good. So, you can't complain. Next question number 2. What do you think F1 and the FIA need to do to make F1 more accessible to common people? You want to take the reins on this one?
Like, to be fair, I don't know what they can do, because, like, for me, I'm interpreting that as in sort of like people go into Formula 1 races, which are just like crazy expensive. I mean, especially here in Europe, but probably like everywhere in the world apart from sort of like the Middle East and Far East. But
I'll be completely transparent. We talked about this in the last recording, and the general consensus for me was, for Americans, the geographic accessibility is much more difficult, but the races that do happen in America are also like some of the highlight events for F1, so they're all pretty expensive. Like going to Miami, if you're not from Florida, having to fly plus buying tickets is very expensive. The closest race to me in North Carolina is Miami, and that's like a 13-hour drive. Austin would be like a day, and Vegas would be like fucking 3 days probably. So without flying, it's not really feasible in the US, and all of these races are very sought after and very expensive. I think the overarching problem is ticket prices, but for Americans, it's very difficult to even get to the race in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's valid. That's valid. Sort of like, even for us in Europe, it's fairly easy to get to other places. Like, if I wanted to go to sort of like Spa to watch the Belgian Grand Prix, it's doable, you know what I mean? And it's actually a shorter drive to drive from here to Belgium than it is for you to drive to probably
Miami.
Probably even like somewhere even closer. I'm thinking even like New York, maybe.
Well, give me a number. I can tell you.
It would take probably about 4 hours to drive to Belgium, I reckon. Including...
that's like New York is like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
From here.
Yeah.
From where I live in Western North Carolina. Atlanta is like 4.
Yeah.
And also like halfway down to the other side of North Carolina is 4.
That's crazy.
Dude, I mean, it's crazy, dude. The U.S. is so fucking big.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. But would you be on an Autobahn for some of that?
What do you mean?
Like no speed limit going like 150, 160 if you wanted to?
No.
Kilometers,
yeah,
to be fair.
No, it's like, it's very heavily regulated here, to be honest, especially like in the UK. The only place where it's not that regulated is in Germany. Germany, I swear there's like no limits or something like that.
I thought in the Netherlands they also had Autobahns.
I didn't think so. I might be mistaken, but I don't know.
Dude, you know better than me.
Yeah.
You know better than me, so I'm not going to pretend like I know shit. But yeah, I watched this YouTube video like a couple months ago. Well, it was actually a pretty long time ago because I think this was about the 2024 Bahrain Grand Prix, and it was about this guy from America, and he was like, I'm going to see how cheap I can go to the Bahrain Grand Prix. And I don't know what the exact grand total was, but like the flight wasn't that expensive, and the lodging was really nice and also not that expensive, and the tickets are not that expensive. So coming back to what you said, the Middle East is definitely the way to go, and also China and Japan, and we said Hungary are the cheapest ones to go to. Yeah. And flights are obviously a different story sometimes, but I mean, tickets are definitely feasible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There are some that are able to, but like in terms of like what the Formula One and the FIA can do, I don't really know because they're just like such like a high demand for like 24 races a year. Like,
yeah,
naturally they're gonna be fairly expensive.
Yeah, just to keep the boat floating. Because, dude, I was I guess I haven't gone on this spiel yet because we're recording this episode a second fucking time. I'm going to the 24 Hours of Spa next weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to go. And since we recorded that episode, I've done a little research on it. I was watching some YouTube videos, like looking at Reddit. And the Paddock Pass, guess how much the Paddock Pass is for the 24 Hours of Spa?
Are we talking dollars right now?
Euros.
180 euros.
80.
Fuck
80
yeah.
flat for a Paddock Pass at Spa.
You've got to get that, surely.
I know. I don't actually know if I bought it yet. I haven't handled the ticket purchases. That was all my dad. Thank you, Dad. Yeah, if we haven't gotten Paddock Passes, I will happily pay 80 euros for, well, I'd pay because me, my girlfriend, and my little brother are camping out at Spa in a van, and it's going to be fucking incredible. Yeah, I'd pay, it's too late for me to be doing math right now. 240 euros for 3 of us to get Paddock Passes. I think that would be sick.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
dude, I'm so excited to just like walk around. Like we can, and like apparently last year there was like a big concert like at like around like 9 or 10, right as like it gets dark. I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. But anyways, to circle back to the question, let's go over our answer again. What are we saying? Decrease ticket prices, obviously.
Yeah,
but
easier said than done.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, like everyone, especially here in Europe, complains about like the amount of US races. But you raised a valid point, probably last episode, about how episode 4.0
4.0. This is episode 4.1.
I was like, yeah, the US is a big place, but like even, you know, the different US races, they're so different to each other as well. It's not like you have like, I don't know, fucking like 3 races in the same county, you know what I mean? Whereas like they just seem the exact same. They're all a bit different. They've all got their own sort of like vibe and
the US races you said?
Yeah. Like the Texas
I
race
completely
is so
agree.
different compared to like Las Vegas and Miami.
Yeah, like track layout and then like the style of like marketing they go for it, because like they're trying to make Vegas the new Monaco with like all the glitz and glamour shit. And I said this in episode 4.0, but the Vegas tickets did not sell great last year. So I would expect the tickets for 2025 to be cheaper, or just something has to be cheaper, because like people were getting upgrades left and right. The grandstands were pretty empty. You can go watch go to the fucking FP1 shit, because I went to Vegas in 2023. I don't know if this is going to be mirrored, but Las Vegas inaugural race weekend 2023. I keep my pens and my glasses in here. But it was packed. Like, we went to FP1, grandstand was packed.
Jesus.
And I mean, obviously it's because it's the first race.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking empty in 2024. I didn't go, but I've seen multiple people saying that. So hopefully Vegas fucking calms down with their ticket prices. But point is, they're all very different. Like, Austin is probably the most like real race,
like classic.
like, because it's a real track, and like it's been around for a while. I actually went to the first U.S. Grand Prix in Austin in 2012. Don't remember more than 2 seconds of it, but we were sat in the S's, so I have technically heard the V8s with my own ears, but I don't remember it. Anyways, I'll stop yapping.
No.
We can go to the next question. Number 3, do you think that there is a legitimate chance that MBS will lose presidency? I fucking wish, man. Holy shit. Everybody hates that guy. I feel like, and if this gets clipped, I feel like every time there's a clip of me, I'm fucking hating on someone. Whether it's a dog or Danica Patrick or MBS, it's not my fault. Y'all are asking these questions. You're just asking me questions about fucking horrible people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're basically getting set up to fail here, guys. Like, when you're sending in these questions, I think you're doing it with sort of the intention to get us cancelled. Like, if you hate the show,
I don't appreciate that. Anyways, it's your turn to make fun of MBS.
Yeah, I think like as much as we'd all like to see it, realistically, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
No,
like,
it's a shame.
Yeah, it's sort of just like, you know, there's hatred in the world and you just want to get rid of it, but you just can't. It's just always going to be there.
You just can't. Exactly. And that little fucker, dude. I remember when he was like trying to save his job, save face, and he was like, "Oh, maybe we bring back the V10s in 2026," and everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up, dude. That's not happening. You're just saying that." And 6 months later, it was like, "Oh, V10s aren't coming back." Big fucking shocker. I would love for Seb to take over, and because he's a big advocate for the V10s with sustainable fuel.
Yeah,
but
that'd be sick.
I mean, it would be sick, but that's unfortunately not happening.
Yeah. Oh
well. Fuck MBS. Next question. If the FIA made it legal to throw banana peels out of the car, who's immediately abusing the rule? Yeah, that question's stupid as fuck, dog.
Yeah, that's a dumbass question.
We already said this in the last recording.
But I
know that it's probably getting annoying for us to be saying this. But yeah, we tried. We were dumbfounded by this question the last time that we answered it.
Yeah, pretty lost for words.
We just said, like, there's not really any dirty drivers on the grid right now.
Yeah.
And someone who would just abuse this power. So I really don't know who would. I mean, I feel like Max, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's having a bad time, if he's Mad Maxing out there,
exactly.
he might start spamming it.
We even brought up the case that, like, maybe Esteban Ocon, you could make a case for him. But the thing is, like, who's behind him? You know what I mean? Just, like, a couple back markers.
Yeah, that's true, but it really pisses me off to say this, but he's been doing pretty good. He's been outperforming Behrman in the Haas and been, like, in and around the points pretty consistently, despite qualifying 15th literally every single race.
Yeah. You know what? I've always low-key rated him.
I mean, I wouldn't rate him, but he's a perfectly average driver.
Yeah, he's decent. He's not... Yeah, he's solid. He's solid in my opinion. Not very reliable, that's not what I mean, but just like a decent driver. Like a good 7 out of 10 on his day.
Yeah, like, and not to... Like I don't know. I feel like it's very funny that him and Pierre were on the same team, because they are like the exact same person in my mind,
literally.
in terms of like driving skill. And I remember I said that in my video that like kind of put me on the map on TikTok, the one where I made it in the snow. Have you seen that video?
Yeah. That one got like crazy
like
views,
fucking,
didn't it?
Yeah, it's still my most viewed video on TikTok. I said that they were equally as French, equally as annoying, and equally as bad at driving as the other one. And
valid.
I feel like I kind of hit it right on the marks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that.
I was
though.
cooking.
Like, I kind of missed last year the whole Ocon and Gasly thing. Like even
that
last year
so
in Austria,
fun.
which is coming up, like they had a bit of a battle between them.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, good year.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Exactly, great.
They were because
people.
I was doing research for Austria, because I made the Austria predictions video because I'm flying out tomorrow and I'm gonna like put it out in the next few days and edit it on the plane probably. But I always go back and watch the race highlights from the last year.
Yeah.
And then I'll dive into the F1 TV replay and like find some shit that I want to talk about. Alpines were scrapping at Austria last year. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I watched the highlights again like the other day as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I low-key missed that.
I do too, man. I do too. Anyways, question 5. Most underrated driver. Now, what we talked about last episode, you could keep a tally of how many times we fucking say this shit. I was saying, I don't remember what, we went on some tangent on one of the questions before this, talking about, like, kind of this question. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the path of what it was. But we ended up talking about Gabriel Bortoleto, and I was saying that Gabriel Bortoleto is the most underrated driver on the grid, in the sense that people are all saying that he's overrated. No, people are all saying that he's underrated, when in reality, he's very adequately rated. Or he's actually overrated because people are saying that he's underrated. Bit of a paradox.
It makes so much sense, though.
Yeah, really, he's underrated. I don't think Bortoleto is underrated at all. I think he's not been doing great because Hülkenberg has been shitting on the guy.
Yeah,
he's gotten back-to-back points in this Sauber. And while Bortoleto does often get the worse strategy call, he still hasn't really made any pace out of that car. And I know it's not really fair to compare him to Hülkenberg, but the other rookies seem to be doing a lot better, and I think it's about time for people to start not giving up on Bortoleto by any means, but just hopping off their high horse because he's the F2 champion and admit, he could be doing better in this car. It's not all the car at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I fully agree. The whole underrated thing makes so much sense because, like, I feel like when someone just constantly goes on about how underrated someone is, that just low-key just means that you just rate them. If it's like overdone, you know what I mean? If it's like oversaturated,
exactly. Like if everyone's saying that they're underrated, they're not underrated because everyone just thinks they're good.
Exactly.
It's silly. But one person that I do think is underrated, and the definition of underrated, this needs to be kept in mind. It is that they are rated worse than they are. Not that they're actually really good and people think they're bad. I think that right now, Liam Lawson is very underrated because he, in my opinion, is a very average driver. But people are saying that he's very shitty. And I don't think, like, they're like comparing him to Logan Sargent. And I'm like, dude, come on. Yeah. Are we going to forget that he out-qualified Max Verstappen in his second F1 race ever? Are we going to forget, did he score points on debut? Because his debut was at Zandvoort, 2023.
I can't remember. He definitely had a solid drive. He made a good first
He
impression.
did. I don't think he qualified well, but the race was rainy, and I think he might have gotten a point. I'm actually going to look it up. 2023 Dutch Grand Prix. He got 13th.
But
But
still,
I think in Singapore, where he outqualified Max Verstappen, pretty sure he got points. He was 9th, as a matter of fact.
that's decent. What,
That's
second
very
F1
impressive.
race ever?
That was when George Russell crashed on the last lap.
That was good.
Woo! What a time. What a time to be watching F1. That was so funny. That was also a fucking amazing race.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite races of all time. That was also like one of my first videos that ever went viral on TikTok. I think that was the first time I ever hit over 100K. I was just like talking to my phone and just being like, Singapore was fucking sick, dude. It's like, I don't know. Random
How
fun
long have you
fact.
actually been doing videos for?
I started like doing videos in November of 2022. I would
Okay.
say I actually started making good videos in January 2024 is when I
Okay.
actually started like setting up a camera, filming it, editing it, and then like posting it, like doing the style of content that I
Yeah.
do now.
Fair enough, fair enough. If you can hear some sort of like crazy ASMR, it's just randomly started raining in the middle of June. It's been sunny all weekend. I'm literally wearing a
kinda beautiful.
t-shirt and shorts, and I've got to go out in this afterwards.
Well, if it's anything like where I live, dude, I live in Western North Carolina, which is classified as like a temperate rainforest.
Oh,
So
no.
it's been raining like nonstop, off and
Jesus.
on. It probably rains and stops raining every day, at least 3 times.
Jesus. What,
It's
like
insane.
regularly?
Yes, like I would say every day for the past at least week, it has rained off and on at least 3 times every day.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
It's really annoying
Yeah, like
because it'll pour for like 5 minutes and then it'll stop.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean in the UK it's just always shit the weather, but then like we'll have about 3 weeks a year where it's like nice, like it was like yesterday, and then that's all we get. That's all we get.
So, who do you think is an underrated driver on the grid?
Anyway, my argument for the case is very similar. So you know how you were saying that like Lawson gets made out to be a shit driver when in reality he's just average.
Yeah.
My version is this guy gets sort of like made out to be a decent driver, but in my opinion, he's like one of the best on the grid,
Like an excellent driver.
like an excellent
yeah, I
driver.
see.
And I'm saying Carlos Sainz.
I assumed you were gonna say Carlos Sainz. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree a little bit. I think that Sainz, it's hard to. I don't even know what people are thinking about Sainz right now because he's in the Williams, and I know that people are putting him on the same level as Albon because that's what he's been showing. But I think he's rated pretty well because I would say people rate Albon pretty highly and think of him as like definitely like a top 7 driver on the grid, maybe 6 or 5. And
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz would also be in that ballpark, I would say.
Yeah, but I think like it's also a case of almost just like being low-key forgotten about as well. I think like both of them, to be honest with you, where they're in that car
Yeah.
and they're not fighting for like let's say for like higher points, it is easy for you to sort of just say like, oh yeah, they're just not doing great. But I think they're both doing a decent job. Also, one thing I will say, Alex Albon, where you're saying that he's rated top 7, that seems like a bit of a push, to be honest with you. Like I think he's sick. Okay, and one thing that I've always been a fan of is he is not scared to make them crazy overtakes. Okay.
Well, okay, Canada 2024, he openly admitted he was just like, yeah, I was trying just not to crash. And he won Overtake of the Year by trying not to crash. But you are right. Albon is a very good driver. And I think if I actually laid out all the drivers in front of me, I would probably put him in top. I don't know. There's a lot of good drivers. on the
Wait,
grid.
Graham, it's a bit crazy that you'd want 20 grown men just laying down in front of you.
Bro,
That's kind of mad.
it's too late for this shit, man. And it's too early on your end for this shit. But what I would say is people who know ball would rate Alex Albon. Side note, stop saying, wheel, bro. That shit is corny.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, bro, you know wheel.
Yeah.
Bro does not know wheel.
Wheel knowledge.
Just say ball, dude. That's what everyone says for every sport.
Yeah.
Just shut up. It's annoying. You know wheel, bro. W wheel knowledge, bro.
Oh, mate, stop.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There will be like these TikToks that I see on my For You page on Average F1 Consumer where it's like ranking like top 5 drivers. W wheel knowledge, bro. Bro has no wheel knowledge. Never rate again. Bro has no wheel knowledge. Bro does not know wheel. Bro.
That's grim. That's ruined my day.
I know. It ruins my day. I don't want to sound like an overly toxic person, but
you know what? We're
it's
just gonna
like,
that's going to get clipped, right? And now we're going to get cancelled because we're hating on people that engage with our content.
yeah, you're right. I hope no one takes it personally. Just
But
I'm
please
trying to
stop
think of an
saying that.
example. It's just like trying to be like, ooh, our sport's different. Our sport's
Yeah.
cooler because we
Yeah.
can say wheel. Just say you don't know ball, bro. You don't know ball. If you know ball, you would think Alex Albon's a good driver, as is Carlos Sainz. So that's my final argument about Carlos Sainz. I think he's definitely a little underrated, but I don't think he's ridiculously underrated by any means. Question number 6. It's another fucking stupid question. If drivers were kindergarten teachers, who's the favorite and who's getting fired on day 1? I accidentally just clicked the eject button on my PS5 with my shoe. Anyways, dude. So I went to the petrol station before, like probably when you were asleep. Yeah, definitely when you were asleep. To prepare for this night, because I actually might end up pulling an all-nighter. I don't really know. But I got a Red Bull, and I got some, forgot I bought these, some chocolate-covered pretzels.
Yeah.
So I might bust down on these while you talk about kindergarten teachers.
Fair play. My analysis of the, well, I'm not going to say kindergarten. Wait, is it kindergarten or kindergarten with a T?
With a T.
Oh, okay. Good. But I swear, isn't like Hershey's made up with like goat milk or something?
It just says dipped. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't see anything about goat milk. I don't know if I've ever had goat milk.
I have. Not very nice.
Is that a bad thing?
People eat it and drink it, like goat's cheese as well, but I'm not a big fan.
I've definitely had goat cheese, and I probably didn't mind it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, we always talk about fucking food on this podcast. Kindergarten teachers, go.
I'm saying that like the favourite teacher is going to be one that's like a bit of a pushover, that like the students just, well not students, like kids I suppose, just sort of just like run over and have no regard for, and then this driver isn't able to discipline them. So I'm saying someone sort of like Ollie Bearman, like he just sort of seems like someone like sort of like a substitute teacher, like a supply teacher that's just sort of like they're not on the regular, and when they do come in, that's just like an excuse for the kids to piss about. So just like take the piss with him, and they sort of just like low-key rate him being there. Yeah, he's sort of like the favourite for the wrong reasons. The one that would be getting fired, in my opinion.
Max, dude.
Yeah, Max does
I
seem like
think
the obvious answer.
Max with Penelope is fine because it's just one kid. You can give all your attention to them. You don't have to deal with kids running around breaking shit because there's just one of them. And they're just bored as shit all the time. But if he has multiple kids running around, fucking picking their nose, wiping it on shit, breaking things, like, he's going to lose his mind.
Yeah, he's not accepting
He
that.
can't even handle being P2 in an F1 race. Imagine trying to deal with 20 snotty-nosed kindergartners. He would crash the fuck out. He'd get fired day 1.
Yeah, he's losing his shit. Like he's probably
Maybe before the bell rings.
Yeah, he's definitely probably sending like maybe like 4 kids to hospital, and then like another 3 kids maybe just sort of like therapists, I suppose, just from like the trauma.
Yeah,
that they'd have to go through with him. So
I fuck with Ollie Bearman though. W wheel knowledge, bro.
W will knowledge, yeah.
Bro, I can't say that with a straight face. Pierre Gasly likes him young. Anyways.
Yeah.
Question 7. What?
Bro, some of these segues are just like not normal. we'll just go from saying like the craziest shit ever, okay, and then just like switch to like, okay, next up.
All right, what do you think about Lando not getting penalty points for his collision with Piastri? Take it away.
I'm saying that we have to look at it in sort of like a broader term, in the sense that like you look at it and you think, okay, it makes sense. Like he basically fucked his own race up. Oscar came out of it fine. Like it didn't affect his race at all. So you think, okay, so like no punishment should be conveyed. But then like let's say that something was happening that like fucked both of their races up. People would be like going crazy for him to get penalty points or something like that. So I'm saying like the consequences shouldn't dictate the punishment. It should be the initial action, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair, but the FIA is fucking stupid. And they're inconsistent as fuck. So I do think
they give them out when they like.
He didn't get penalty points in this situation because of the situation and because of the outcome, and I think that's the harsh reality we have to accept with the FIA, is that they're going to be inconsistent as fuck. I think if Oscar had a puncture and had fallen out of the points, Lando probably would have gotten some penalty points. But since he didn't, the FIA are going to be, they're just going to be like, no problem. So just give him a 5-second penalty in Austria.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're just trying to defend him so that we get like a decent title race. But then that's just going to be like so forced. Like, do you remember like last year towards the end of the season, they was making a whole massive deal about Norris versus Verstappen for the title fight. Bro,
that shit was not happening.
Yeah, that was not a title fight. That's probably more of a title fight between a flipping, I don't know, like a headless chicken and like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you know what I mean? Like, that chicken is not seeing Dwayne's foot like coming at him at like 200 miles an hour. He's flying. There's no competition there.
Somebody needs to make a compilation of Zane Sewell analogies. They are the greatest part of this podcast, I swear to God. We can wait until we're a couple more episodes deep, but we need to get Haas Lover 20 on the scene to make a Zane Sewell analogies compilation.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
We haven't had an edit in a while.
Yeah, bro, we're irrelevant.
Have we fallen off already?
Well, we actually told them to stop, so.
Yeah, fair enough. But I don't know about you, but like when I'm like looking through like my TikTok notifications, I'll look at the comments occasionally. If it's like a video that I know I'm getting like hated on, then I just won't read them. But I always check the mentions just to check that if like, I don't know why, but I always check the mentions.
You want to see an edit so bad.
Yeah, I've had them funny. I mean, not that edit.
Funny. I think they're funny. Nah, bro's just a fucking narcissist.
Fuck off. No, but mate, you should see the edits that they made about me. They're all just like taking the piss sort of thing. Like they're always sort of like the one edit that sort of like got views was me basically saying that Alexandra, like Leclerc's girlfriend, I was saying like, that should be me wearing that dress, holding your hand sort of thing. Like obviously like taking the piss. But that's the only shit that they like clipped me for to like, yeah.
Well, I saw the first one that I saw was you going, we're laying butt naked right now.
Yeah, that was pretty mad.
Yeah, that was not good. And I mean, they got me with the one where I was like, oh, mommy, I need some of that voluptuous cake.
Yeah.
Because I was reading the F1 POVs. Golly. I was going to say something to make fun of you, but I can't remember what it was. So you got off lucky this time. Question 8. If Ballsack Hadjar gets the call for Red Bull Racing, what should he do? Hang up.
Yeah, low key.
I mean, I think it's very commendable that Isaac's like, oh, I want the challenge, and Max Verstappen's a great mentor. We all know you're lying.
Yeah.
We know you're lying, dude. There's no way you actually want that right now. You've seen 2 people go through the fucking shitter at Red Bull in the past 3 months. There's no way that he actually... I mean, he'd take it, but he wouldn't be happy about it like he's saying he would be.
Yeah, like he low-key know that he's not going to be the number 1 driver realistically. Like, no matter how well he performs, he's never going to be it. And then he's going to end up leaving because of that. Like, I say just switch ships while you can.
I think if Verstappen were to leave, and I think if he knew Verstappen was going to leave in like a year or two, then he maybe would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
tough.
valid.
It's a tough situation.
The post Verstappen era at Red Bull's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, oh my God. That's going to be so weird. I mean, it's been over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be insane. But all in all, obviously he should not take that seat, but he's going to anyways if he gets the call. I don't think he gets the call this season. Yuki's been doing kind of shit.
Yeah, look. Has he been doing well?
Not really.
Has he been doing better has he done better has he got more points in the Visa Cash App than the Red Bull?
Let's see.
So I feel like there he was maybe sort of like more consistent, like okay, always midfield, but
where's the ESPN page?
like always there. But I think with Red Bull you're either doing like really, really good or really, really shit. And if you're the second driver, you're just doing like really, really shit.
Okay, so when did he join Red Bull? Was it China? There's no way. I think Liam Lawson was still in the Red Bull for Japan, because I'm pretty sure Yuki was, like, all the Japanese fans were wearing white and blue. I think it might have been Bahrain? I don't know.
I'm trying to find it.
When did Yuki Tsunoda join
I don't know why I
Red
bother
Bull?
using Google.
Oh, it was starting from Japan. So he did start it in Japan.
Because I remember he had like a special helmet for it or something.
So he got three points in the V carb. He got a 9th place finish. Wait, that doesn't make sense. What the fuck? Oh, I guess it was from the sprint as well.
Oh yeah.
He got 3 points Chinese Grand Prix weekend, and then it was Australia, China, Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was literally 2 races. So since then, he has gotten 7. He got 2 at Bahrain, 4 at Miami, and 1 at Imola.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, so more in the Red Bull, but still, like, he's done more races.
Yeah. I don't know. These results are all jacked up. It says he started P20 in Spain, but started P11 in Canada. Did he not start P20 in Canada?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I don't know. ESPN's being fucking stupid. Anyways, I don't fucking know. Moving on. All of those stats might be wrong.
You know something? Yeah, this whole Red Bull second seat thing. Maybe it was just like a case of L wheel knowledge in this case.
L wheel knowledge, bro.
But stop.
Bro is not W wheel knowledge, bro.
I wish I
could just start drooling on command.
When you said that people were doing that to try and say like, oh, our sport's different. Oh, that just makes it even more cringe. Like,
that's why, dude. Everyone says ball for any like. I hope hockey fans don't say puck, bro. W puck knowledge. I mean, what? I don't even know.
Yeah, I was saying that, like,
wheel is cringe.
Yeah, 100%. I was at this like event the other day with some like other Formula One content creators sort of thing, and I was asking like these stupid questions to people, right? And one of the questions was, would you rather be sentenced to life in jail or be sentenced to that second Red Bull seat? Okay. And then like the first guy I did it with, he was sort of like, he found it funny. He said like, oh yeah, life in jail, like no parole sort of thing. And then I asked another person, and there was like, second Red Bull seat.
Is that the end of the story?
No, it just pissed me off that like they didn't find it funny and just ruined my video, and I didn't even post it. But yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I
would have given you some good content. Here, you can ask me right now, and you can post it.
I'll ask you another question that I asked there. Would you rather solve world hunger or Leclerc World Championship?
Bro! Oh my god. Fuck!
Don't try and act nonchalant after that. Please don't try and act nonchalant after that.
My legs hurt so bad. I'm picking Leclerc World Championship.
Let's go.
W TikTok content, W wheel knowledge, bro. W wheel knowledge. Oh my god.
I'm low-key turning into a hater. I'm low-key turning into an average F1
I hit
teammate.
both of my legs, both of my shins on the seat of my chair.
Oh, shit.
God, fucking, I knocked over my trash can too. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Oh my god, my fucking legs hurt. Okay, for you, for the audio only listeners, I fucking kicked my head back. I took out the earbuds because I knew I was gonna like lean back and go, bro, but I did not think the chair would topple over, and that's exactly what happened. So, question 9: if all the drivers had the same car, who do you think would win? Fernando Alonso.
Fernando Alonso.
Easy answer.
Hands down.
Oh my god. Who do you think is P2?
P2 Verstappen. I feel like in any car, you could be in a flipping, like, you know, like Peach's car and Mario Kart, you know, like the pink one, sort of like 4x4 looking one. He could be in that and he could win. He could beat anyone. You know what I mean? Like, he's just that good. So P2.
Yeah, I think assuming that the car is a style or setup that no one is familiar with, like at all, like they are all equally unfamiliar, I think Fernando takes the win. I think Max P2. It's just a matter of adaptability and who's driven the most outside of F1. Honestly, I feel like Sainz could be a sleeper pick here because he's been around the block with all these teams.
Make a good shout for that, to be honest.
And he joined McLaren not as a rookie and was able to drive the car. Because the McLaren, I don't know if it still is now, but at least like a couple of years ago, like Daniel said this, Carlos said this. I think they're the only two that said it. But in the late 2010s, early 2020s, the McLaren was cited as being very weird and very hard to drive. Like very just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lando and Oscar joined the team as rookies. They didn't, obviously that doesn't apply to them. But Sainz was able to handle it, and Daniel Ricciardo was not able to handle it. So I do think I'm putting Sainz P3 in this hypothetical race.
Because like, if you deep it, like every time that he's joined a new F1 team, he's always adapted like fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Like McLaren, he adapted quickly. Ferrari, pretty quickly. Williams, he seems to be fairly solid. Red Bull, I can't remember, to be honest.
You know what? If this is an F1 car, Sainz is beating Max. I'm saying it. Singapore 2023. Max Verstappen could not handle a Red Bull with a shitty setup.
Yeah.
There's probably other times that I'm also forgetting about, but I thought about that. And I mean, obviously he has a shit ton of experience in, endurance cars and GT3s on the sim and shit like that. Well, and in real life. Shout out to Franz Hermann. But I feel like with F1 cars, he has not proven that much with his adaptability. The Max fans all have their guns pointed at my fucking head. I'm still going to say it, dude. Max Verstappen has not proven great adaptability in F1.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. He just hasn't.
That car is always, people can say what they want, but it's very clear that the Red Bull is developed in a way that helps Max.
Yeah.
Intentional, not intentional, I'm not getting into that. But it's very obvious that Max is able to drive this Red Bull especially well. Maybe I'm wrong, and I do think Max is an amazing driver, and he might just have that adaptability in him. But I'm just going to say Sainz P2 for the fun of it.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout if you're talking about like adaptability, but for me, like, his racecraft is just like, and just like his driving style, I don't know. He just seems like someone that you just don't want to be up against. But yeah. Good question, whoever sent that in.
That is a good question.
All right,
Thank you to whoever sent that question.
Yeah, W will knowledge for knowing that was going to be a good question.
W wheel knowledge, bro. Last question. I got fucking name dropped. Graham, how can you be a McLaren fan? Those pretzels are kicking. When the Tifosi culture exists. It's called loyalty. and I wish there was more of it in F1. I actually came across a TikTok video from a very small user. I was about to comment on it, but it was like, hey, I'm new to F1, and I don't know which team to pick or like who to support. And all the comments were like, oh, just pick drivers.
Yeah.
Like, where's the fun in that, man? Like, again, this is also, people are going to cancel us for this and be like, oh, you're fucking wrong. It's the same with football in the UK.
Yeah.
Teams. Same with the NFL, the NBA. We support teams. We love our boys. Like, Knicks fans on the Thunder. Maybe we got Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT.
Exactly.
That's my guy, and I wish him all the success in the world. But I'm not going to go become a Thunder fan because he's on the Thunder.
Like, yeah, like DiVincenzo was my favorite player in the Knicks, and when he left, it's not like I became like a Tim's fan. You know what I mean? But I've heard that he might be coming back. I
saw that as well.
That'd be sick.
All right, we don't need to get into the Knicks talk. Yeah. The head coach search is a fucking mess.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, I feel like more people should invest in teams.
Yeah.
Because that's like, we need more of that. We need more team shit talk.
Yeah.
There's not enough of that.
I agree.
And I picked McLaren when I was a young buck watching Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton in 2007. Very cool. And I stuck with them through the hard times and through the good times.
Yeah. And
I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to F1 in that era of like 2015 through like the dark ages, if you know what I mean, for McLaren. That was like from 2014, like honestly right when the Lewis Hamilton dominance started to when it ended was like my siesta from F1. As I like in middle school and high school, I didn't really watch it. I knew that McLaren was bad. That's like the only thing I kept up with.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, like same. Like I was forced into supporting Ferrari, but I was there for like the good. Like I was there for sort of like the bad times and the shit times. I was there for like the dark days and the even darker days. You know what I mean? So when we do eventually win the championship, either this year or next year maybe, I'm going to be the happiest one out of all of us. So yeah. And also like one thing sort of like relating to this topic about, you know, how people prefer to choose drivers. I made a video like a couple months ago, and this is probably like the video I got like the most negative response from ever, right? And it was all about one point that I made. Like the video, for context, was something like, these are like the top 5 biggest, I think I said like the word like biggest icks because that was trending at the time, but like, anyway, the top 5 worst things that like a Formula 1 fan can do. And they were sort of just like standard shit like, talking when the team radio comes on. But then one point that I brought up was, I said that I can't stand it when people wear like mixed match F1 merch, like wearing like a Ferrari cap and a McLaren t-shirt.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially those colors specifically.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a fucking orange hat with a bright red shirt, you look stupid.
Exactly.
You also just look like a fucking bandwagon.
Exactly.
There needs to be more passion for the teams. That's what I'm saying. Get kitted out in a McLaren kit. Get kitted out in Ferrari red. Just like, I don't get it. It's so weird to me that there's no like team support. Yeah. It's all just like, but I like everyone.
Yeah, I just can't stand that. Like, what the hell? Like, there's so many different arguments I could like bring to the table to back my points upon this. Like, first of all, like as you were alluding to, sort of like a more fashion point of view. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not self-proclaiming myself as some sort of fashionista. If anything,
I know.
I literally dress like Adam Sandler. That's my sort of like aesthetic, I suppose. But like, it does look shit though. Like if you wear, like imagine, like close your eyes and imagine wearing, right, a Red Bull cap, okay, with...
I can't keep my eyes closed. I'm going to fall asleep.
A Red Bull cap, okay, with, let's say, a Sauber t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, now open your eyes and try not to vomit. Like, it's just shit.
Jesus,
it's just shit.
Fuck. Yeah, that would be pretty ugly.
And the whole economic conversation around this as well. So, like, you know, I don't know if it was the last episode or the episode before that, when I was saying that, like, when
Here
I
he
buy
goes again.
F1 merch, right, from Ferrari, okay, I've only ever spent my hard-earned money on Ferrari. Because when I'm spending £50 on a cap, okay, that money is investing, okay, that's investing in the Ferrari to make us do better on track. So, right, riddle me this. If you're wearing a McLaren t-shirt and a Ferrari cap, you're just pissing your money down the drain, mate. Like, you're
They're
literally
just cosplaying Spygate, dude.
it's so counteractive. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
Yeah.
think it's silly.
Exactly,
I
but then
think
like
people shouldn't do it.
my sort of
W wheel knowledge, bruh.
honestly, so like my overarching point around this is that like people were using like in the comments to sort of like in a very pathetic attempt to defend themselves, they were saying, "Oh well, it's not my fault that Sainz left Ferrari and now I have to support Williams." No one's forcing you to support Williams.
Yeah, what? Just stay with Ferrari. It's not about the drivers. You can still like the drivers.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's no, like, the teams wish, the teams want this too. They want more camaraderie around the teams.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm glad that both of us are in that
Yeah.
situation, that we both support a team, like, through and through.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think it's a shame where it's like, oh, but I remember I'll see someone being like, oh, well, I like on this video that I was talking about eons ago, people were like, I support Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren.
That's like
What
saying,
are you going to support fucking the entire, like, what?
yeah, that's like saying I'm Christian, Muslim, and also Jewish.
I support Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Chelsea.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Football TikTok is actually like scary because there are people like that on TikTok only for some reason.
They would
yeah.
I was about to say, the TikTok, like, people on TikTok are fucking stupid, including us.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm not even arguing on that one. But yeah, just pick a team, man. Pick a team. Like you can like a driver, just so it's clear. Like I'm the biggest Alonso. Like we're both like the biggest Alonso fans.
I love Alonso.
Doesn't mean that I support Aston Martin. Like I've got an Aston Martin cap, just because it was cool. But I'm not gonna go and wear that. Like, but to be fair, I didn't even buy that. I sort of got gifted that. Like I wouldn't have spent money on that. But I keep it because it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think like.
And I mean, I'd be moved to say that I even do support Aston Martin. I loved when they were good in 2023. That was sick.
Yeah.
But if they're going toe-to-toe with the McLarens, I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
on that team. I'm
Yeah,
pulling for
literally.
McLaren.
Yeah, literally. Like I was low-key like an Alfa Romeo fan when they were in the sport. But if
That's
they were coming up
respect,
against,
honestly.
yeah, but like if they were coming up against Ferrari, yeah, it's always an expectation that Ferrari takes precedence. And it's the same way when
Yeah.
it comes to like supporting a team as well. So yeah, just pick a team. Pick a team.
I agree. That was a very good answer to a very good question.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all 10 of the viewer questions for today. Let's get into the Austrian Grand Prix weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to some grid rival picks, and since you can't play, I've made a couple of lineups on grid rival for this Austrian Grand Prix, and we'll go through the picks, and you can say whether or not you like them. We can play a little smash or pass.
Okay.
But first off, let's just talk about what's at stake. You know what I mean? So Lando's in a very critical position here.
Smash.
And
oh, sorry.
you're doing what? We're not at that part yet. Dude. L wheel knowledge, bruh. L wheel knowledge, bruh. Bro does not know wheel, bruh.
Do you know what this sort of thing reminds me of? When you say
What?
that, you remind me of that. You know that Jaden Smith clip.
Can we talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? Oh my god. Dude, you know what I've been seeing that's memed to shit right now?
Go on.
I don't know if you've seen this. The Magnus Carlsen chess loss. Have you seen that? He like loses and he like bangs the table and he shakes his hand. He's like, sorry. and like people have been like reenacting it in different situations.
No,
It's so funny.
I need to see that.
I don't know. Very random tangent there. But
Yeah, no. On the topic though, just before we move on,
Yeah.
I don't know if you see them video. It's like a very British thing, so I don't know if you see it. If you do, it's pretty funny. But like, there's like these clips from America's Got Talent where there's like a 5-year-old kid comedian.
I'm 4 years old.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are
like
the youngest person ever.
yeah, like doing shit like that, and there's just like the voiceover, just go like, "Shut your fucking mouth." It's so funny.
I have not seen
send it
that,
to you.
that
You'll like
iteration of it.
Say again?
But anyways, is Lando gonna let the title slip away here?
I'm saying yeah, low key.
You really think so?
I'm convinced. I think that like, I know that you think that he's got like a fire lit under his arse now after the last race.
I do.
But in my opinion, he's just going to quiver. He's just going to quiver into a pathetic shell of a man and accept defeat, rolling over like some sort of dog after he's just received some sort of like unpleasant sort of like surgery sort of thing where he's just like in like a really weak sort of state. And that's just how I see the situation.
Another Zane Sewell analogy right there, folks. Mark it down on your timesheets. Anyways, yes, I do think that Lando is going... I mean, it's a make or break. This is a very pivotal race for the championship, I would say. And I do think if there's another catastrophe or if he finishes significantly lower than Piastri and or Verstappen, yeah, we might be fucked. L wheel, bruh. L wheel, Lando. But...
It's slowly becoming your vocabulary now. Like I think we've said it
I think I'm
going to
say this for a long time now, just to make fun of the people who actually say it. But yeah, I think he's gonna. I hope, I pray to God, because this is like, yeah, there's been big moments for Lando in the past, but this, you just crashed. You crashed at this race last year, and your championship chances are lower than they've ever been all season. It is time for a comeback. He did it in Monaco. He's going to do it again in Austria. He's very quick around Austria. His first podium was at Austria. He has a lot of history of success at Austria. And I think at this point, I'm praying that he's just like, okay, I'm not going to be a little femboy anymore and actually start balling out and not crying over Instagram comments. That would be my dream.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting that it happens.
It's going to make for a really good Austrian reaction podcast episode next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good actually when I get to tell you, oh, that's so crazy that Lando Norris qualified on pole and won the race by 30 seconds.
No, that's actually really funny because it's actually going to be so hilarious. When I basically just come on, I'm just going to be like, mate, I told you so. After Lando Norris basically qualifies 8th. No. He gets pole. Okay. But he finishes 9th.
Oh, no fucking way.
Nah.
He's either finishing on pole, he's either finishing in the wall, or he's finishing in first. There's no way. There's no way.
He'll get pole. No, he won't even get pole. This is my actual prediction now.
Okay.
He'll qualify 3rd and finish 4th.
That's reasonable. I am saying pole converted to win. A large win margin. I think he's going to turn on the fucking Jets. So, that's my
take. For the championship battle, I'd like to see that, but...
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I am obviously a slightly closeted Lando Norris fan. That was my guy for a long time. I still like him. I'm definitely more of an Oscar guy since he joined the team, but Lando's been my guy. When he was with Daniel, I preferred Lando. No now way. I'm kind of leaning towards Oscar because, you know, every parent has their favorite child.
Yeah,
you just can't really
say,
can't tell them that. Like, Lando, don't listen to this, but you're not my favorite child. But you're the OG, and I want you to be in this title fight. I want it to be good, not just because I'm a McLaren fan, but because I'm an F1 fan. I don't understand why everyone wants to see Lando fail. Do you not? You complain when there's no title fight, And then when there's a title fight, you're like, oh, please let Lando Norris fucking die this weekend. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you got to remember, like, it should be us in the title fight, not McLaren.
Who is us, bro?
Ferrari.
Ferrari? Y'all had a dominant car for 20 minutes in 2022. And then that's about it.
Yeah.
You need to fix that before you talk about a championship. Maybe you should not invest money into a sailing team and put that money into F1. Yeah. I know you saw that post. Ferrari sailing. Isn't that cute?
Mate, don't even get me started.
Maybe you should take some of the engineers from WEC and put them on the goddamn F1 team.
Yeah, I loved watching Le Mans last weekend. Just to like see Ferrari on the top of the podium. It's sort of like it did something for me. Like mentally, it helped me. It's sort of like therapy. You know, sort of just like exposure therapy to what I should be acclimatized to. So yeah.
So, do we think George has a shot at the win this year? He won last year. He's fresh off a win in Canada. It's the exact opposite of Lando. Lando is coming off a crash in Canada and a crash in Austria 2024. George Russell is coming off a win in Canada and a win in Austria 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, he ain't winning that shit.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Also, like last year, he wasn't meant to win that race either, realistically.
No, he was not. He was meant to be in third. He was comfortably in third.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't see him winning.
Is that all she wrote? You got any more in-depth predictions, or are you just saying he's not going to win?
I'm saying, like, maybe... I think, like, Mercedes are still sort of in that mid-season era of like being decent for no apparent reason. So maybe we might even see a podium. I'd like to see Kimi back on the podium, you know, get a good couple.
That would be sick.
Yeah, string of like decent results in would be sick. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to back Kimi this weekend and I hope he has a good race. So I'm saying like, yeah. He'll get to P3 before Lando does.
All right, so next question I've got for you, and I also don't think George is going to win, obviously. I think he might crash, honestly. But where do you rank Austria on your top tracks list? Because Austria is fire.
Yeah.
Definitely top 5. I'm saying top 3
F1
top tracks on the calendar.
Yeah.
Because no disrespect to Spa-Francorchamps, I will be there a week from right now. I will be watching the morning stint of the 24 Hours of Spa in a week. Or no.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I will be sleeping in... Well, no, since the time change. I'd probably be traveling from Bruges to Francorchamps.
Yeah.
For the race.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Anyways, Spa's not great for F1 right now. Just going to say, with these regulations and how much dirty air plays a role, at least last year, 2023, the racing hasn't been great at Spa.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite tracks of all time, but it hasn't been doing much for F1 lately.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's such a nice track, but yeah, in terms of the actual racing that we've seen recently, it's not been great. Like, the only thing that comes to mind is that... Actually, this was actually time ago now I think about it. When Albon overtook Raikkonen on the first corner.
Yeah, that's what? Like, that was 21?
Yeah.
No, he was out of the sport in 21. So that had to have been, like, 2020 or 2019.
Yeah. I don't know why I remember that, but I just remember that it was like a really sick overtake. I'm going to watch it after this.
Yeah. Was it at, what is it, Puen?
Yeah, it's at the foot of it, yeah. In terms of where I'm ranking Austria, definitely high. I'm saying top 3 as well. It's a fun circuit. Plenty of opportunities to overtake.
Nice and short.
Yeah. It's not too... You know, you can sort of memorize the track by yourself as well, which is pretty good. I like it. I'm a big fan.
I would put it personally, Interlagos has been my number 1 for a long time, and I think it's still amazing. So that's locked in there. Number 2, I would say, is either Silverstone or Austria, because they're both very great tracks. Austria might be number 2 because of the elevation change. Silverstone's very flat. And
Yeah.
I think with elevation change is like my favorite part of a racetrack. I think it's so cool. That's why I think Coda is a great track. By far the best turn 1 on the calendar. Best race start on the calendar.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
And like, what other tracks have really big elevation change? Besides, I mean, Spa, obviously.
Yeah, I suppose there's less and less now, like the city circuits, but...
I know. It's a shame.
I mean, you could make a case for Monaco, that one bit going up, but...
Yeah, I mean, Monaco definitely has elevation change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jeddah has none. Qatar has none.
Yeah.
Japan has pretty decent elevation change. Like the downhill, I think it's turns 6 and 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the part.
The really high speed one.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of dipping into the front straight.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Anyways, we're losing track. I put Austria at number 2 personally.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's not... That won't be an unpopular opinion. It genuinely is like a fun race. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually hyped for this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I will be able to watch it actually because the lights will probably go out right as I leave Spa. So when I'm training back to Amsterdam, I'll probably get to watch it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know when we're going to record the next podcast, but I might be recording it in my hotel in Amsterdam.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you all about Spa and
That'll be
then
fun.
Austria as well. Okay. Before we get to the grid rival picks, do we have anything else we want to talk about for Austria?
I'm trying to think. Like last year was like a decent race. Do you remember that?
It was. Last year was a movie.
Exactly. So hopefully we see something similar. I don't know. Like I don't want to overhype myself to sort of like expect something that's like, you know, just like the classic Ferrari fan thing. Just like overhype myself and then just ends up being shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, last year was just sick. The whole having like an actual fight for the race win as well is something that we haven't seen so often in the past couple of years. So
yeah,
refreshing.
It was amazing.
That. Yeah, and it was just full of drama. I just love when the race leaders crash out.
It's so amazing. It's so entertaining all the time.
Yeah, I don't care if someone hates it.
What was I about to say? Oh, well, yeah, on this trip that I'm going on, the initial plan was to go to Austria. And then I was like, ooh, 24 hours of Spa is low-key way cooler. And I won't be pressured to make content while on vacation.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would like it to be an actual vacation. And going to an F1 race is like going to a Taylor Swift concert. Whereas going to the 24 hours of Spa is like going to a 2019 Claro concert. I don't know if you know... You know Taylor Swift, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you know Claro?
No.
Well, it's kind of like Taylor Swift a little bit, but way more cool and unique and hip.
Oh shit, okay.
Basically. But I will say, if it's a great race in Austria, I'm going to be a little salty.
Yeah.
Because I have been to Monza 2023 where Lewis shoved Oscar off the track and the McLarens got like P9, P10.
Wait, you was at Monza 2023?
Yeah.
So was I.
What grandstand?
Oh mate, I was in the general admission standing on fucking logs.
I was at the Prima Variante. On the if you're braking zone, like on the left, like kind of on the exit.
Oh shit, yeah. I mean, I was on sort of like the first main straight. So damn. That's crazy.
We might have seen each other.
We might have seen each other. I'm going this year.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Come.
Maybe.
May as
I
well.
could be down.
Grid rival.
Low key. Make some back markers content. Grid rival. Hello.
Written in
Just
the stars.
Put it out there. So, anyways, yeah, I went to that, and then I went to Vegas, like I said, where Lando crashed, and both McLarens went out in Q1. So, my in-person experience at F1 races as a McLaren fan has not been great, but I'm still so excited for Spa. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick.
So speaking of grid rival flying me out to Monza, let's talk about some grid rival picks because I have 2 lineups for this race. One for my personal video, and then one for like a video I did for Grid Rival where I had to make a 100X lineup, which is 8 picks. So I did for my personal lineup. All right, smash or pass each pick. You ready?
I'm ready.
Lando Norris, worse than 2.5. Race position. All of these are race finishing position.
Okay, smash.
Charles Leclerc, worse than 4.5. Be honest.
It pains me to say it.
Spit it out, boy.
Smash, like low-key smash.
Low-key smash. That's
like,
right.
Like if it was my money, actually no, if it was my money, I'd pass. Like I wouldn't be agreeing with that because I'd never bet against Ferrari. Because it's sort of like a double paradox sort of thing, but yeah.
Well, I've always looked at it as like I never did this, but I was like I could just when the Knicks were in the conference championship, I was like I could just bet on the Pacers right now. Like Pacers money line, and I'm basically just paying for a win, or I win money. I'm either paying for the Knicks to win, or I'm winning money. Kind of a genius strat, if you ask me.
Yeah, but then like, I don't know. Tricky one.
Tell me I'm wrong. Anyways, let's keep going. Fernando Alonso better than 9.5.
Smash. I like that.
Hadjar better than 10.5 in the points.
I'm low-key saying pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any reasoning or just vibes?
He's just pissed me off recently, so I'm just sort of like wishing bad karma.
The personal grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For personal reasons.
Okay. Kimi Antonelli better than 5.5.
Smash.
Okay. Hey.
I like that.
4 for 5 on smashes right there.
That's decent.
Dude, I keep looking over at my Discord server. Dude, I've been staying up to record this, obviously. And I was playing Roblox NASCAR with the people in my Discord server. They're still playing. And it is 4:40 in the morning Eastern. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that up.
That's nuts.
And I did tell them, I was like, they were like, talk about this on the podcast. And I was like, okay, fine. So if you want to play backstretch battles with us on Roblox, it's low-key fun as shit. Join the Discord server. Zane, we got to get you hooked up. It's honestly it's one of the shittiest games I've ever played, but it is really fun.
I will be there.
Okay, anyways, for my 100X lineup, I did one contradiction. I think, just one, which is Lando Norris better than 2.5. So I assume you're passing on that.
Yeah, I'm passing that shit straight away.
I'll skip over the duplicates. We have Leclerc and then Alonso, same lines. Then we got Albon better than 8.5. What do we think about that? I know this one's kind of close because he's been suffering with engine failures and all this jibber jabber, 2 DNFs back to back. But I think he's due for a good result, personally.
Yeah, it's a track where I could see him doing well in, but I'm just going to say pass. I just think...
Really?
I think like if you were to say like 9th or 10th, then maybe I could see that. But above 8th seems fairly ambitious.
Okay. I feel that. Then we got Hadjar and Kimi again. Final one, Nico Hulkenberg, worse than 13th. This was kind of my, like, random pick.
Worse than 13th?
I think something's going to happen.
Yeah, he's been cooking a bit too much recently.
He's been too lucky. I think something bad is going to happen. Sauber's going to start Saubering again.
Yeah, that's valid. I'm going to say smash.
All right, I rock with it. Let's go. Overall, pretty well agreed upon picks.
Yeah.
So... Again, if you would like to play Grid Rival picks, we don't have an affiliate link for back markers just yet, but I have one on my profile on TikTok. So if you want to ride the picks and do whatever you want with that, you can click the link in my TikTok bio. Hopefully the back markers will get one soon. Also, we might be doing a post-summer break F1 Fantasy League, which is completely free to play, and we might have a prize at the end. Maybe just some straight cash flow or some stupid shit. We could make some merch and sign it or something if somebody would for some reason want that. If we could get a shirt just in Arial font that just says like W wheel knowledge.
Oh.
Bro knows wheel. Bro knows wheel. God, I would honestly wear it. I'm not gonna lie, just because it'd be so funny.
I'd burn that shit, man. I can't lie.
One of my favorite shirts is a shirt that I bought. Well, no, my mom bought it for me for Christmas off of Etsy, and it says "Hot girls watch F1" in like this all like little rinky dink font. It's one of my favorite shirts. I love like stupid shit like that.
You've got to wear that on the next episode, which means that you're gonna have to bring that.
I've worn it in videos all the time.
Oh shit!
I think I don't get many comments on it either, because I think my laptop is like blocking most of the shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll wear it in the next episode and I'll hold it up to the camera. This shirt I stole from a bar in Athens, Georgia. Anyways, it is now 4:44 in the morning for your boy, and I am ready to probably not go to bed. Because I still need to pack. I haven't started packing yet.
Shit.
Yeah, I've got 6 hours until I need to leave this house to go back to where my parents live, and then we fly out.
Damn.
So that's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. But anyways, thank you all for listening or watching this fucking sleep-deprived sickness podcast. I think the episode. I think this is pretty good for considering we re-recorded a whole episode. I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this is filled to the brim with content. I think our chemistry is starting to blossom. You watch Love Island?
Do I watch Love Island, mate?
Do you?
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
You don't?
Right.
My girlfriend watches it, and I'm kind of clued in.
But do you have like a US version?
What'd you say?
Do you have like a US version of it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was just a UK
There's
thing.
both. Well, yeah. There's both, and US is airing right now.
Oh, I see. Like I watched like I watched like a series when I was like 15 years old, just to like have something to have to talk about with girls. But
smart.
Yeah, it didn't work. I spoke to 0 girls.
Hey. It was investment for later.
Yeah, it was investment, and then I just never actually had to deal that card. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, anyways, yeah, I do think we're getting better at this shit. So hopefully you all enjoyed it. Next episode might be a little scuffed. I might be in a hotel room recording with like a fucking, I don't even know. It might be the average F1 consumer mic that I would bring.
That'd be
so
cool.
We'll see about that.
You're fine, but because like I'll be in my hometown. I'll be in my parents' house anyway. But I've got I've got a pretty cool setup.
Just a scuffed episode. I'm honestly down for it. I'll be talking about Spa. We can talk about Austria. It'll be fun.
It'll be good.
Anyways, this episode is long as shit. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to follow us on our socials and like interact with our clips, please, because we would like to get a little bit more of a following. So
Instagram, follow the Instagram.
Follow the Instagram,
like
follow the TikTok.
Everyone follows us on TikTok, but I think people have forgotten about the Instagram. The Instagram's pretty cool.
True. The Instagram is pretty cool. And if you're watching on Apple Podcasts, dude, I forgot to do the review thing. Hold on. Podcasts. We gotta look. Has anyone... Yes, we have gotten more reviews. We have 3. Okay. Pick a number, 1 or 2. Actually, 2. No. I'm picking this one. Rated 5 stars on Apple Podcasts by BearBot08. They say, Danica Patrick, clown of every week. We love you, BearBot08. Amazing review. Amazing.
Great
and
stuff.
The title of the review is Artwork. Amazing.
Love that.
Amazing. Love that. So anyways, yeah, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, subscribe to our YouTube, follow our socials. And that's going to be about it because I'm going to turn this camera off. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye.